Hi again, everybody. I have a topic here from Anonymous. Hi, Ollie. Although I plan to send you a contribution because I truly want your channel to grow for you to be able to make a living off it, and I feel that you certainly deserve payment for the help and advice and perspective that you offer, I am unable to make a contribution at this time. In the meantime, I was just wondering if you could make a video sharing your opinion on this news story about a nice teen boy who was beaten to death by narcissistic church leaders, members for his merely trying to leave the church and just having his own life. When the church leader discovered the teen's plans to quit, he was accused of various sins, ranging from arrogance to voodoo to child molestation, all of which were false. And then a counseling session was set up, and he was beaten until he falsely confessed his sins in the hope per his surviving brother, who was also beaten, that they'd let him go. But once he falsely confessed, their beating of him became frenzied, and they killed him, mainly by their own admission, due to his daring to want to leave their abusive group, and not for a sin that they felt they may have committed. These narcissistic religious leaders' followers truly destroy innocent lives, spiritually, emotionally, psychologically, financially, socially, and clearly even physically. Although the so-called church in the article is clearly a cult, I also feel that all systems that are led by religious narcissists are also cults. And from what I have witnessed, most of those narcissists are involved in religion are just about some of the scariest, most sabotaging, most hypocritical, most violent, and worst of all. Thanks for listening. P.S. More churches need to know that Jesus was actually anti-religious, and that's why the religious right of his day conspired to have him killed by their blind sheeple. Pastor of World Life Church where teen was beat to death. Oh wait, that's a second one. I'm sorry. Suspects in World Life fatal beating now facing murder charges. And this is World Life Church in upstate New York. New Hartford, New York. 8 people have been indicted in connection to the beating of 19-year-old Lucas Leonard and assault of his brother, 17-year-old Christopher Leonard, in October, according to the Oneida County District's Attorney's Office. Tiffany Irwin, Joseph Irwin, David Morey, Bruce Leonard, Sarah Ferguson, Linda Morey, and Tracy Irwin are all facing second-degree murder charges following the indictment by an Oneida County grand jury. They are also facing manslaughter, kidnapping, assault, and gang assault charges. An 8th person, Daniel Irwin, has been charged with manslaughter, kidnapping, assault, and gang assault. Deborah Leonard, the mother of Lucas and Christopher, has been accused separately and is scheduled to appear in Oneida County Court on December 2nd. Charges upgraded for original 6 suspects. 6 church members were originally charged in connection to the death of Lucas Leonard and beating of Christopher Leonard. The boy's parents, Bruce Leonard, 65, and Deborah Leonard, 59, of Clayville, were originally charged with first-degree manslaughter in the death of their son, Lucas, Lieutenant Timothy O'Neill of the New Hartford Police Department said. In addition to the Leonards, the police arrested David Morey, 26, of Utica, Linda Morey, 54, of Utica, Sarah Ferguson, 33, of Clayville, and Joseph Irwin, 26, who lived inside the church. The 4 suspects were charged with assault for allegedly beating the 19-year-old brother inside of the church. The police investigation into the death of Lucas Leonard began the afternoon of October 12th when New Hartford police officers were dispatched to St. Luke's Hospital for a reported gunshot victim. After arriving at the hospital, investigators soon learned they were not dealing with a person who had been shot, but a person who had been beaten to death, according to a press release from the New Hartford Police Department. Initial interviews taken Initial interviews with family members at the hospital led police to believe that the crime could have taken place in two different locations. The World Life Church, 3354 Oneida Street, or the Leonard family residence, 2347 Main Street in Clayville. Police later determined the World Life Church to be the actual scene of the crime and executed a search warrant at the building later that night. Members of the New York State Police Special Operations Response Team, the Metro SWAT Team, Rome Police Department SWAT Team, and New Hartford Police entered the building where they allegedly found evidence of Lucas Leonard's assault and a second previously unknown victim, Lucas' younger brother, 17-year-old Christopher Leonard. The 17-year-old was taken to St. Luke's Hospital where he was hospitalized for injuries he sustained during the beating that allegedly killed his brother. Police also say they found several young children at the time of the search warrant. The children were removed from the building and placed into the care of Oneida County Protective Services. The 6 suspects were charged in the death and assault 4 days later on October 16th. News of the arrest and lack of a murder charge shocked the community and left many wondering why a murder charge was not on the table. 4 days later, DA Scott McNamara announced his office was exploring whether or not a murder charge would apply in the case. Our purpose, what we are really looking at is who's culpable for this, McNamara said. There's a lot of other people we can look at and what we're doing. So really, what we look at is accomplice liability, and whether it's a cult or a church or whatever everybody else wants to call it. We're really just trying to concentrate on who is responsible for this and bring those people to justice. Authorities say the beatings happened at the World Life Church almost 6 weeks ago. According to officials, the brothers had talk about a desire to leave the church. 6 people are accused of beating the brothers. Their parents, Bruce and Deborah Leonard, face charges of manslaughter. Those charges could be upgraded when evidence is presented to the grand jury. That is expected to happen over the next month. McNamara says before the case, the church was not on their radar. When it came up, he said the church was typically the victim. A lot of the neighbors disliked the church, he said. They had their own thoughts about the church, about what the church was, so it wouldn't be uncommon for certain people to give them a hard time. Days after being charged, Deborah Leonard appeared in court to answer the manslaughter charge. During the preliminary hearing, a state police trooper who interviewed Deborah testified about her involvements in the beating. New York State Police Trooper Todd Grant said he spoke with Deborah that she said she struck her with a cord, or struck him with a cord. Grant testified Deborah took a cord and demonstrated how she hit her son Lucas by hitting a table in the interview after admitting she struck her son with a cord. She added the demonstration was violent and very hard. Investigator Jason Nellis corroborated Grant's testimony, adding Deborah made admissions the night of the search warrant that everyone involved took turns hitting Lucas and Christopher, holding them down while they beat them. Her lawyer, Devin Garamone, later stated she was too meek to stop the fatal beating at the church. God, you gotta love lawyers. I guess everybody's entitled to a defense, though. Someone's got to do it. Like police, Garamone said he wasn't certain what supposed conduct led to the encounter Sunday night. But he said Deborah Leonard had no idea how far it would be taken and didn't have the emotional strength to oppose others in the church where she worshipped for 30 years. Yet she didn't have the emotional strength. She sure as shit had the physical strength to beat him with a cord, though, didn't she? Fuck your emotional strength. How about that? It looks like she went along with it and it spun out of control, he said. This woman is so meek and timid, she didn't have the temerity to stand up to them and say, you're not punishing my kid. You're not doing it. Of course not. No, she jumped in and say, hey, let me throw the first whip. Fucking asshole. Can't stand this shit. 17-year-old Christopher Leonard was hospitalized for days, and his 19-year-old brother Lucas died after what authorities have described as hours of pummeling by their parents, sister, and other congregants during their spiritual counseling session, prompted by Lucas's desire to leave the church. After a Sunday service that lasted from 8:45 a.m. to 8 p.m., Pastor Tiffany Irwin asked the Leonard family and some others to stay behind for a meeting. Christopher Leonard told the court as his testimony began. His sister stared down at the defense table in a small courtroom that officials had rearranged so Leonard would be a little farther away from her while he was on the stand. This is what Christopher testified happened the night of the assault. He went to the World Life Church for Sunday service with his family. The service began at 7:45 a.m. and ended at 7:30 p.m. That's not a service, that's a punishment. Christopher and Lucas were asked to attend a meeting with their parents, a few small children who went to the church, and Pastor Tiffany Irwin after the service. He says the pastor told him the purpose of the meeting was to tell everyone what they had done. The boys refused to answer the questions, and that's when the beatings began. In the middle of the beatings, the pastor tells the boys to stand in the middle of the sanctuary where Lucas collapsed and was moaning on the floor. He said he noticed his brother was not breathing and began to give him CPR. Father takes Lucas to the hospital and tells Christopher to stay. While Lucas is being taken to the hospital, Christopher is told to lay on the bed at the church where Daniel Irvin, a suspect charged in the beating, gave him food and water. The next thing he remembered is being escorted from the church by the SWAT team. Text messages exchanged between one of the suspects in the brutal beating of the two New Hartford brothers in October indicate the assault may have been recorded, according to court documents obtained by CNYC Central. Authorities say the brothers, 19-year-old Lucas Leonard and 17-year-old Christopher Leonard, were assaulted at the church. Lucas died from his injuries while Christopher was hospitalized for nearly a week. Court documents state DA McNamara quoted text messages between one of the defendants and his mother, which were sent and received during the time of the alleged assaults. Defendant's mother sent a text message asking, "Is the cam still working?" To which the defendant sent a reply text messaging stating yes. Another text message stated, "I'm glad it's recorded so that there's a record." The camera is not the only recording of the crime, however, according to DA McNamara. Further, DA McNamara quoted a text message between the same defendant and the instant prospective defendant, Tiffany Irwin, in which one defendant asked Ms. Irwin, is there any more SD cards? Later, during the alleged assault, Ms. Irwin sent a text message to that same defendant asking if the SD cards and paraphernalia away, yes. To which the defendant's text message responded, yes. Tiffany Irwin is one of three new people charged in the case. She has been indicted on the following charges: second-degree murder, 2 counts; first-degree manslaughter, second-degree manslaughter, first-degree kidnapping, 5 counts; first-degree assault, 2 counts; first-degree gang assault, 2 counts. Tracy Irwin is one of 3 new people charged in the case. She has been indicted on the following charges: second-degree murder, second-degree manslaughter, first-degree kidnapping, 5 counts; first-degree assault, first-degree gang assault, 2 counts. Daniel Irwin has been indicted on the following charges: second-degree manslaughter, first-degree kidnapping, 3 counts, first-degree assault, first-degree gang assault, 2 counts. Bruce Leonard was one of the 6 people originally charged. He initially faced only 2 first-degree manslaughter. Faced only a first-degree manslaughter charge, but other charges, including murder, have since been added. He is now charged with the following: second-degree murder, 2 counts, first-degree manslaughter, second-degree manslaughter, first-degree kidnapping, 5 counts, first-degree assault, 2 counts, first-degree gang assault, 2 counts. Joseph Irwin was one of the 6 originally charged as well. He's now in charge with second-degree murder, first-degree manslaughter, second-degree manslaughter, first-degree kidnapping, 5 counts, first-degree assault, 2 counts, first-degree gang assault, 2 counts. David Morey, second-degree murder, 2 counts, first-degree manslaughter, second-degree manslaughter, first-degree kidnapping, first-degree assault, first-degree gang assault. And there's just, they just list the charges for everyone. Again, the 6th person who was originally charged, Deborah Leonard, has been accused separately and is due in Oneida Court on December the 2nd. We've had a few of these with the religious cults. You know, the last one was so horrific, I was like, can this even be real? Well, obviously it is. With the beatings in the parking lot and the gang stuff, and this shit obviously happens. Narcissistic religious cults are real. The beatings are real. The assaults are real. The death from them are real. And narcissists love religion because it's the God complex. It's the power of a divinity, of a deity. They feel that they are gods. I can't even imagine beaten to death like that by your own family. And then the lawyer stands there, and the lawyer has to. You can't even get that mad at the lawyer because somebody has to defend this woman. These people. It has to be, otherwise we have no fucking justice. I don't think we have any justice anyway with Hillary Clinton getting off, but that's a subject for an entirely different video. They use she's too meek, she was under their control. Bullshit. You beat somebody with a cord, you mean it. Bottom line, you mean it. That's really disturbing. It's really, really disturbing. New York had brought back the death penalty. I don't know what the hell happened to it. Because if these people don't deserve a death penalty, who does? Who does? And they made sure they recorded it. Real nice. Thank you for this topic, Anonymous. I appreciate it. Thank you for supporting the channel. I know you've been around a while. You know, for some reason, all your messages go to spam. I think it's the way your messages are formatted, so I don't see a lot of them. But I'm glad I saw this one. because it's proof to anybody who questioned the other religious cult stories. This is real. This is a news article. This happened, and obviously this stuff happened. So narcissistic religious cults are clearly real. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you have a topic you'd like me to cover, you want your story read on the channel, a narcissist you'd like to expose, you know what to do with the PayPal link and the email link in the description box below. I'll have the video right back to you. This is Ollie Matthews. Thanks for watching. See you all again soon.